Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get started in just a few moments. If you'd like, please introduce yourself in the chat, and we'll just wait for people to trickle on in. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hi, welcome. Just going to give it a couple moments to allow people to join. We'd love to hear where you're coming from today. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We'll get started in just a few moments. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Get started in just a moment. And if you'd like, please introduce yourself in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my opening remarks while we wait. My slides will change. Okay, so my name is Shelby, and I'm the event coordinator for Voice, which is an organization that advocates for quality care options for residents of long-term care facilities and older adults in the greater St. Louis and Northeast Missouri regions. I'm honored to be hosting today's webinar on aging in place, what's in it for me, so benefits, risks, all of that good stuff coming your way this afternoon. And before we get started with that, I just have a few updates and a little bit of information for you all. So first, I want to say thank you to our education sponsors, as their support allows us to do what we're doing here today. Thank you to Eamon, Gantner, and Capriano, attorneys at law, Your Estate Matters, LLC, Enterprise Bank and Trust, Everspring Pharmacy, the FDC Foundation, Infinium Pharmacy, and Quinn Estate and Elder Law for their support. And it's not without their support that we could do these free community education webinars monthly. We have some great topics coming up for you in the new year. So, the whole reason behind us doing this is for us to educate and empower individuals and families for better informed decisions about the continuum of care and to better understand those personally and professionally connected to aging adults. So please join us for these free webinars on imperative topics. And if you're interested in any of the topics on the screen and more, you can register now. Additionally, we have some free education events at the St. Louis County Libraries. So coming up in January, there are 2 chances to see this presentation on nutrition and dietary changes as you age. We will be at the Lewis and Clark branch on the 11th and the Grants View branch on the 23rd. So we'd love for you to come out and join us then. And the registration is open now, so go and claim your spot. Next, we also have a upcoming professional development webinar on the growing threat of substance use in older adults. And the registration for this presentation is $25, but includes continuing education credits for social workers, licensed nursing home administrators, and more professionals. So the registration is available on our website now, and we'd love to see you there. Next, we have Project Holiday Cheer still going strong. It is swiftly coming to a close, but there is still time to help. So Project Holiday Cheer is an opportunity for individuals of all ages to positively impact the lives of long-term care residents. So reach out to me if you'd like to find out more about how you can take part in this wonderful act of generosity this holiday season. So a few more reminders before I get to introducing our speaker for today. Closed captioning is available, and if you'd like to turn it on, you can click the More button on your Zoom control panel and enable captions. The webinar is being recorded and will be made available to you via email and on our YouTube channel within the next 7 days. We will take questions toward the end of the presentation today, so please pop those in the Q&A or the chat box, and we'll keep those for our speaker. And without further ado, let me introduce Chien Hung. He serves as the program director at Voice, and Chien holds a master's degree in social work from Washington University, St. Louis, as well as a master's degree in gerontology from Lindenwood University. Thank you for being here today, Chien. I'll go ahead and stop sharing my slide.
Thank you so much, Shelby. So I hope everyone can hear me just fine, right? Okay. So now, so we are gonna talk about aging in place today, and then I will actually talk about the general understanding and preparation work that we have to have before we even think about aging in place. And then next, my session today is session 1, and then session 2, I think the presenter for session 2, they will be talking about more details, including the financial aspect of aging in place. Today it's a very general kind of introduction of the concept of aging in place and what's that look like, right? So now first thing first, put in your chat that just tell me that I think we have 24 people on the including myself, of course, participating in this session. So putting in the chat, please, that you are looking forward to or to moving into a long-term care, moving into a nursing home. You just put in the chat, yes. Looking forward to moving into a nursing home, and so that I will know how many people are looking forward to moving into a nursing home. Let's see. I'll give you 5 seconds. Tell me, yes, you are looking forward to. Okay. So Barbara already said no. Okay, that's very clear. And Allison also said, no, I'm not. Okay, good answer. David, no. Stephanie said, no, thanks. Okay, so, okay. So we have one that's Jean. Jean said looking forward to moving into low-income senior housing. Okay, that's still considered independent living, right? Anita said no. Okay, good. So it looks like most of us, we are really not looking forward to moving into a long-term care facility, a nursing home in particular, right? Okay, and I guess that's why we're here, because we want to explore the options of outside of a nursing home. What can we do, right? Okay, now let me start sharing my screen. So, okay, let's see. Okay. So, Shelby nod. Okay, good. So you can see my screen. Okay. So aging in place. What's in it for me? Okay. And then this is the guy who is presenting to you all, right, today. And then thanks to Shelby, she already introduced me. So my name is Chien Hung. I'm the program director at Voice. And here is my contact information here. And you don't have to write down my contact info because after today's session, you can simply get a copy of the slides. So I already know one of your questions might be, are you gonna get the slides for today? And the answer is yes, you will get the slides for today. Okay. So don't worry about it. Now, one thing I need to also pay more attention is that under the program director, there's a long-term care ombudsman program, and then there's a voice connect program, and there's a number there. The number is 314-919-2403, and it will show again, this number will show again in the later slide. It is very important because this particular number for our Voice Connect program, this particular number is going to become your best friend. Okay, so put it on your speed dial, because almost all of the long-term care related, almost all of the aging related resources, you can call this number. And then Elizabeth, who is in charge of this program, Voice Connect program, Elizabeth can actually provide resources that might satisfy your needs. Okay, so take this number down and then give this number away. Okay, and the best part about our program, especially the Voice Connect program, it is free, and you can get assistance, you can get resources at no cost. Okay, that is the best part. Now, okay. Now, first thing first. So when I did not know about this until a few years ago. Do you know? You get a handbook, you get a manual when you get older, right? So I did not know that I need instructions about how to get old, how to become an older adult, until a few years ago. So this senior citizens handbook, it is actually created and then revised by Legal Services of Eastern Missouri, and it is a great resource book. It has all kinds of information, all kinds of resources about aging and about the even about long-term care. And of course, it's a book about aging. Therefore, there's only one section about long-term care, and then, for example, how to find what is long-term care, how to find a good long-term care that can serve you or your loved one. All the resources that you want to know, it's probably in this book when it comes to aging. However, that said, it does not tell you, though, that I'm looking for home health care providers. I'm looking for a long-term care facility. I'm looking for adult daycare in Jefferson County, and then that also takes Medicaid, and that also, say, if it's an adult daycare, that also provides transportation. Probably this senior citizens handbook, as good as it is, it does not really have that kind of detailed information in it. Okay, so then where do you turn to if you need that kind of detailed information about aging, about long-term care, about the elder law attorneys, about the home health care, about adult daycare? Then you turn to our Voice Connect program, Elizabeth. That is at the phone number 314-919-2403, and Elizabeth can provide all of those those resources, all of that information to you at no cost. Okay, so on the left hand side, we have different services here, and then I actually try to find those resources that are usually free or at very very low cost to you guys. So the first one, Missouri Protection Advocacy Services. The second one, that's Legal Services Eastern Missouri. That is the organization that actually created this book on the right hand side. And then so you can of course reach out to the legal services and then for them to send you a copy, of course. But even better, you can actually click this third link, this senior citizen handbook, this link, and then click on that link, and then you can actually download a copy of this handbook for your reference. Okay, there are other resources that you can look into. For example, on the bottom, the first link. This is the long-term care ombudsman programs website, and they have this page with all kinds of aging related resources. Okay, well, among all of them, an example would be the next link, and that is Medicare and Medicaid poster. So this is very important because why? Because this is money. Medicaid, Medicare, that is about your medical insurance that the governments are gonna pay for. That's gonna provide you coverage for your care, your health, right? So you need to look into that, and then just click on that link. You will see all the information that is gonna be very very helpful to you. Okay, just an FYI, if you click on that the Medicare and Medicaid, just keep in mind that the Medicare is a federal program. Okay, Medicaid is a state program. Medicare provides coverage for short-term rehab. By short-term, that means up to 100 days. And Medicaid provides coverage for long-term living in a nursing home. Okay, Medicare, it is a age-based. So as long as you hit that 65 mark, then you qualify to have Medicare. While Medicaid, on the other hand, it is your asset based. So there is a minimum that a limit that you can have. That's the total value of your asset. And then for right now, the asset limit is $5,700 per person. So if the total value of your asset is lower than $5,700 or around that much, then you probably qualify to have Medicaid, which will pay for your medical coverage, your medical costs, which will pay for you to live in a nursing home. Okay, but that said, we already talked about that we are gonna focus on aging in place, so not the nursing home care today, right? Okay, so we need to get ready in order to be aging in place. All right, the first thing you need to have, that's your ACP. What is ACP? That is advanced care planning. Okay, and then what is advanced care planning? Well, we all have heard about the documentations, such as your power of attorney, right? Durable power of attorney, such as your advance directives, such as your living will, those things, they are considered your advanced care planning, your documentations, right? So let's actually kind of rephrase it. So these documents, they are not just only important when you are preparing for aging in place. They are important for you to go through your aging process just in general. Okay, no matter you are aging in place at your home, no matter you are in an assisted living, no matter you are in a long-term care, you are in a skilled nursing, it's just good in general to have all of these documents in with you. Okay, get them already. Now, we all know power of attorney. That is to assign someone that you trust, and then put this someone on paper, and then of course hopefully you also inform this someone that hey Shelby, me Chien, I'm gonna put you on paper as my decision maker when I can no longer make my own decisions, right? Okay, now Shelby is on my paper, and then Shelby then is called my agent that can make decisions for me when I can no longer make decisions for myself. Okay, but I'm still alive. I might be in a coma. I might have severe dementia, and then Shelby, who is very trustworthy, and then Shelby is gonna make decisions for me, right? But then how about, well, when I am dead, when I can no longer when I'm no longer alive, then what's gonna happen? Then Shelby, my agent on my power of attorney paperwork, that doesn't work anymore. The POA effectiveness actually ends the moment I take my last breath. Okay, so then after when the effectiveness of POA is done, no more, then your living will starts. Okay, so on my living will, I also assigned a Shelby to deal with my affairs after my death. Okay, so I bequeath my belongings to so and so, and then I bequeath my property, my jewelry, whatever, to so and so, and all that kind of thing. Don't forget, on living will, there's one thing very important, and that is how to deal with your body. Okay, a lot of times, for whatever reason, on living will, people neglect to put that part on their living will. So make sure you want to make people who is gonna people who are gonna help you carry on your wishes after your death. Make sure they know how to deal with your body. Okay, cremation, burial, whatnot, it doesn't matter. But you put that on your living will. Okay. Now, so between POA, power of attorney, and living will, there's advanced directives. What is that advanced directives that we need to get prepared? So, well, that is, if you go on the Missouri Bar Association, and then you can actually, or simply just Google it, you can find the form advanced directives. Usually there are 9 very difficult questions. Well, Chien, when you are in a coma, when you cannot make decisions for yourself, but of course I'm still alive, right? What are you gonna do if your doctor finds that you have kidney failure? When I'm in a coma, what are you gonna do if my doctor sees that I have cancer? And then, do I want radiation? Do I want chemotherapy? Stuff like that. Okay, so that's medical directives. So advanced medical directives, it covers a lot of those very difficult scenarios. So, and then for the purpose of, well, now I'm still alive. It's just that I cannot make my decisions for myself. And Shelby, my agent on my POA paperwork, Shelby is going to be the one that makes decisions for me. Shelby can then follow my advanced directives and make those decisions for me. And then she can go, well, look, this is Chien's wishes, right? And then Chien does not want feeding tube to put in. Chien does not want any radiation and chemotherapy, none of that. Okay. Now, that said, though, there's another reason why we need both advanced directives and POA, because while advanced directives, it's gonna cover a lot of different scenarios. It's not gonna be all the scenarios. Therefore, we still need the POA. I still need Shelby, so that Shelby can make decisions for me if there's a scenario that is not mentioned in my advanced directives. Okay, then Shelby, based on her, how well she knows me, she can make decisions for me. Okay, now. So those are very important documents. And then let's not forget there's another one, and that is called DNR. And it's of course do not resuscitate. There is explanations. Those are three different little paragraphs on the bottom. Those explains what those those things are. DNR or DNI, do not intubate, and then it's A&D paperwork that's called allowed natural death, right? All of those. However, DNR do not resuscitate. Do not resuscitate paperwork. Now, if you have DNR done, make sure that you also want to get OHDNR done. Okay, I'm not saying you have to get your DNR done and then your OHDNR, your out of hospital DNR done. That's not. I'm not recommending it. What I'm saying is that if you choose to have DNR done, if you don't want to be resuscitated, then you probably want to get your OHDNR, your out of hospital DNR done as well. Okay, and then make sure if you can see me on your screen, make sure you want to. Oh, this should be purple. Okay, so make sure you want to print your out of hospital DNR form on a piece of purple paper. Okay, purple. So that is the color in Missouri. So a lot of times when a EMT ambulance folks, when they show up at your house, someone call the ambulance, and then EMT people, they show up at your house, they ask what? They ask, well, do you have that purple paper? And that is this OHDNR. What that is that, well, DNR has its legal effectiveness. Do not resuscitate, do not do any invasive procedure on me. But that's only when you are in your home, when you're in a nursing home, when you're in the hospital. It does not cover the part that say, when you are on that ambulance ride, you're that 20-minute ambulance ride, your heart has stopped between your house and the hospital. It does not cover that when you are on an ambulance. The ambulance folks, they are required to resuscitate you. Unless you have OHDNR, out of hospital, do not resuscitate form. Unless you have that done on a purple paper, on a piece of purple paper, then get it done, get your doctor signed, and then it's gonna waive the EMT people's responsibility, their requirement. They are of mandating to resuscitate you. Okay, so Keep that in mind. Okay. Now, so of course I have the link here, the second link, the longer one, and you can simply click on that link, and then it's gonna take you to the form. And then when you print this out, you have to print that out because you're actually gonna have this form for your doctor to sign. Okay, so you're gonna have to print that out on a piece of purple paper, and then fill that out for your doctor to sign, and then you're done. Now, that said, while power of attorney, it's a legal document. You actually do not need a lawyer to do that. Okay. You, however, do need a notary, a person who can actually notarize the form for you. Okay. So these are very crucial documents. So make sure you have them ready. Okay. If you want to aging in place, okay, make sure you have these for yourselves. Now, that said, I'm not saying that it is not important when you are in a nursing home, in an assisted living. It's also important when you are in an assisted living, when you are in a nursing home, of course. But the reason I'm not worried about that part, because in a nursing home, in an assisted living, their staff, their social workers, their administrators, they are required to help you with all of those documents. They are gonna have to have those documents done, of course, through their assistants, through the staff's assistants, and then because they're gonna have to have those documents in the chart so that people, the staff, their nurses, their CNAs, their doctors know what you want, right? So we are not gonna worry about that when you are in a facility. However, when you are at home, you want to age in place. No one is actually gonna monitor that, make sure it is done. Therefore, it is very important for you to know you need to get these very important, crucial documents done. Okay. Now, you want to live in your own home, aging in place. Well, that is the picture on the left-hand side. So we have a lot of things to consider. And what are those? Well, who is gonna do the cooking? You're gonna have to think about that problem, right? Well, that topic. But cooking is not just the cooking. Cooking, that includes, well, who is gonna do the grocery shopping? Who is gonna drive to grocery store? Who is gonna pick up carry all of those big heavy bags into, from the store to the car, from the car into the house, right? So cooking is not just cooking. Meal preparing, that is a lot of work behind it. Okay, then who is going to clean the house? A lot of times, what we encounter is that when you are aging, you've lived for a long time, you might have saved up, accumulated some stuff, right? And now that is a kind of a crucial issue we also need to think about, because now that is I'm not saying it's hoarding. I'm saying that when you have too much stuff in the room, in the house, and then you get more and more stuff, and then your mobility is getting a little bit slower. You probably are not as sharp physically as you used to be 10 years ago, 5 years ago, right? So when you have that much stuff at home, well, that creates a little bit of risks, a little bit of issues there, right? Who is gonna do the laundry? That's a problem. And let's not forget, a lot of times when you live in a house, where is your laundry? Your laundry is in the basement. So you're gonna have to do that huge laundry basket, and then once a week maybe, and going downstairs, take those stairs with that big basket in your hands, and then going downstairs to the laundry, and then you're gonna have to take that all the way back up. We need to think about all of those things. Okay, those things, they are the tasks, they are the chores that have to be done in order to age in place. Okay, so what if that cannot be done by myself, and I still want to do aging in place, right? Then in-home care. So at some point, maybe we need to think about in-home care. And that is at what point? Well, you are gonna need assistance. Well, I'm gonna need assistance for people to come into my house, because guess what? My family's help, my neighbors' assistance, probably it's not gonna be enough. Okay, my friends from the church, they come to my house, twice, 3 times a week to check on me. Maybe that's not even enough. Okay, so then I'm not gonna need in-home care to come to my house to maybe 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then each time it's gonna be 4 hours, and they're gonna come here to help me with cleaning, help me with grocery shopping. They're gonna prepare a few meals for me, right? And I can put them in the fridge, and then later on I can heat them up, so then I have dinners, right? So in-home care. But then what if in-home care is not enough? Then we need to actually consider that picture on the right-hand side. That is the one that we already talked about earlier, that no one wants to move into a long-term care facility, right? You're gonna need to think about these things. Now, but when is that in-home care, or the assistance plus assistance from the family, from the neighbors, from friends, from the church, when is that considered not enough? And then we need to, when is that cutoff line that we need to actually think about, well, maybe it's time to start thinking about assisted living? Well, here is the cutoff line. Okay, that when let's say I have 4 hours of home health care, and the home health care person comes in to help me with maybe showering, maybe doing laundry, cooking, and all of that. Let's say I don't have to think about the money part just yet. The in-home care is 4 hours a day. Let's say they come in every day, right? 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 hours, right? Okay, so then those 4 hours, let's say if I have a good in-home care person, okay, those 4 hours are not the 4 hours I need to worry about. What is the time that I need to worry about? The other 20 hours that I don't have people at home. Those are the times that I need to worry about. Say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, I go to the kitchen to grab a glass of water, and then I drop down the glass, and then I take a fall. And then now I'm on the floor, and my hips, my leg, my femur bone is broke, and then I got cut by the glasses, by the shattered glasses, and now what am I gonna do? I'm in panic, and then I need to call 911, but then I cannot get to the phone. I cannot crawl all the way to my phone. What am I gonna do, right? Do I wait till now? This happened at 6 o'clock at night? Do I wait till 10 o'clock in the morning next day when my home health care comes in so that they can help me, right? So that is dangerous. So we need to think about that, okay? When you have home health care folks at home, let's say they are good people, they really do their job well, then those are not the hours we need to think about, we need to worry about. We need to worry about, can we survive through all the hours that we do not have people at home, okay? When something happened, who do I call? And where do I get that phone from? So you're going to think about, well, maybe Lifeline. Remember those things that you can, the little that kind of necklace pendant thing that you can hit on your, that you wear on your neck, right? So that might be an option. Oh well, that is if you remember to wear it, and that is if you remember to push that thing. Okay, we need to think about those things. Okay, in order to get aging in place done. Okay, lots of things to think about. Now, I also encourage people to think about liability. Okay, so what is liability? Well, the little picture on the bottom left. So when you fall, who is gonna pick you up, right? Who do you call to pick you up? When you fall, let's say if you have your spouse, your partner at home, right? Can they help you get up? Or when they come to get you up, you actually drag them down, and now rather than just one person, you got two people on the ground that cannot get up, right? So liability issue, it's a safety issue. Okay, the one on the top right, driving. So when I went to my graduate school, we actually spent the entire month talking about driving, especially for an older adult that still drives, because a lot of times this society, we rely on driving to places. We don't live in New York. We don't live in Boston, those places that have a very good public transportation, right? We need to drive everywhere we go to. So driving is very important. That is also one thing to show our independence. Sure, of course, but there's a time that we have to face the cruel reality that it might not be the best thing for us to do, to keep driving. And what is that time though? Well, I don't know, because you are gonna need to think about not just your own safety. You need to think about the other safety. Let's say my father-in-law, we had to take his key from him, and very unfortunately, he's got dementia. Very fortunately that after we took his keys, maybe 30 minutes after that, he forgot that we took his key, so he was no longer to be mad at us, right? So that was a good thing. But the seriousness of it is this. So one day he went to the country club, and then he came back home, and then he had this huge scratch from the very front of the car, close to the headlight, on the side all the way to the tail light, a huge scratch. The entire car on the left hand side, the driver's side. So we asked him, so what happened? He did not know. And we were waiting for someone to actually come to knock on our door, to ring our doorbell. Hey, this older gentleman hit our family, and now we are gonna sue you. Or someone, or he hit someone and then he killed someone, and then he just drove away. We've been waiting for that for, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But then, thank God, no one came to us to say that our my father-in-law actually killed someone. Thank God. But that's the liability I'm talking about, okay? Because it's not just, oh, well, he's gonna go out and then doesn't know where to go, and then he gets lost. It's not just about that. Of course, that is scary because that actually happened to him as well. I'm talking about other people's safety. How much money do you have to pay when someone actually got killed when you're driving? How much money do you have in the bank to pay for that, right? And let alone, you are going to feel guilty for the rest of your life, okay? So liability. And now, we talked about cooking earlier, right? So cooking is not just about, well, do you remember to cook, to eat? Do you know how to prepare your meals and all of that? No, it's not just about that, even though that is a very important part when we talk about aging in place. You need to know how to cook, how to feed yourself. Sure, of course. But we also talk about this. So I had a client. He got he's got dementia, pretty severe dementia. Insisted that he's got to live at home by himself. Right? He lived in an apartment. It was actually a low income housing. Well, he got dementia, and he a lot of times things happen would be, well, he put something on the stove and thinking that he's hungry, he wants to eat, and then turn around, I don't know, he got a phone call, he yawned, and then he wanted to go take a nap, and then he did, and then he forgot there's something on the stove. Now, it's not just the dangers for the person themselves. It is dangerous for people around him. That's the liability issue I'm talking about. So when you want to consider aging in place, you need to think about the liability issues. Okay? So home and community-based services, that's here is the definition, and then there's a lot of resources that you can look into, and then just click those links. Now, home and community-based services, it is to help you to stay in the community rather than going into a communal living. And by communal living, that's what we usually say, nursing homes or assisted living, that kind of arrangements. Okay. And within home and community-based services, there is so, for example, the second bullet point, that's consumer-directed services. So a lot of people heard about this. What is that? Well, your family member, your neighbor, someone who you trust is taking care of you. Okay, so they are helping you bathe, they're helping you clean, they're helping you preparing your meals. Then why don't we just have them go through a certification with the state? So now they can actually prepare your meal for you, help you bathe, help you clean, and they can actually get paid, get reimbursed for this program. So that's consumer-directed services. However, here's the thing. Participant of community-directed services must be able to direct the care planning process and hire an attendant. So in other words, if you choose to be part of this CDS, the community consumer directed services, then you are going to be able to still semi-independent by telling people, by hiring someone and then telling them what to do in order to help you. Okay, so that's part of the Medicaid. So you of course you're gonna have to have Medicaid, right? Let's say if you were already in a long-term care facility, and then now you feel you are stronger, you are done with your rehab, you want to come out, you want to go to an independent living situation. Sure, that is in Missouri, that's called Show Me Home. And in fact, that is actually the federal's Money Follows the Person program. Okay. And we have our own brand that we just rebranded it, and it's called Show Me Home. After your long-term care stay, and now it is time for you to say, well, you know what? I'm done with this long-term care stuff. I'm moving out of a long-term care. So that's the program that you need to go to. You need to look into. Okay. So there I got all of these links on the top, and then you can look at all the information. There's a lot of forms in these in the HCBS program, and then you can look into it if you are interested in CDS. If you are interested in Show Me Home, then look into those resources and the qualifications. Okay. Now, we talked about all of these, so let's review. So who needs long-term care and why, right? And you don't want to do long-term care just yet. You want to do aging in place, sure. Then you know what to do, you know what to consider. But then maybe at some point you want to start with a continuum of care, and that is that, well, you might move into a senior community, but that is still independent. Okay, but then from there, you on the same campus, they have other assisted living, and then maybe after the assisted living, they have skilled nursing, long-term care, right? So that's called continuum of care, and then that's one option there. So when we think about all of these different forms of care, including independent, including aging in place, of course, we need to think about pricing, right? And then we need to figure out Medicare, Medicaid. We need to think about private pay. Maybe you have long-term care insurance. And then at the end, all of us, we're going to face this. Do we want to utilize hospice care? Okay. Hospice care, it is covered by Medicare. Okay. Now, where to start though? We don't know where to start. Well, the good start here, it is the Voice Connect, that number right there. It is Elizabeth that is waiting to talk to you. So you don't know where to start. You don't know where to find resources. Call this number, and Elizabeth will be more than happy to talk to you. Okay. So in Missouri, we have all of these different levels of long-term care here, and it's called skilled nursing, intermediate care. These two are considered higher level, and then there's two lower levels. That's assisted living, that's residential care. And then between the higher level and the lower level, I put a 5 minutes there, and that means that, well, in order for you to go into an assisted living, you have to qualify this 5-minute test. And what is 5-minute test? And that is that, let's say if middle of the night you are in your bed, and then there's a fire in the building, and a staff person comes to knock on your door. Hey, Chien, there's a fire. You need to get out of the building right now. And then the staff person is going to move on to knock on the next door. And then I have to get out of the bed myself, and then put on my shoes, put on my glasses, and then grab my walker. And then maybe I'm on the second floor. I have to go take the stairs because there's a fire. I cannot use the elevator. So that I have to take the stairs one step at a time, going all the way down from the second floor to the first floor, from the first floor all the way out to the building. From the moment they knock on my door to the moment that I'm actually outside the building, it has to be within 5 minutes. Okay, that is the state regulation. And then if I can do that with minimum assistance, then that means I can qualify to be in an assisted living. If I cannot do that, then, unfortunately, probably I need to start thinking about skilled nursing. Okay. So now, every presentation of mine, I give these these two different cards on the left hand side. When there's abuse, neglect, financial exploitation, that's the number you call. Otherwise, you don't know who to call. When it's about long-term care, give me a call. Okay, our number, this is 918-8222. That is our general line. Or feel free to call this number, 919-2411, that is my direct line. Okay. So that is all I got. I understand that I ran through a lot of information within like 45, 50 minutes. It is a lot to go through. So feel free to reach out to me, and then reach out to Elizabeth of Voice Connect. And then you got questions, we certainly can talk about it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and if there are any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat right now, because we have just a couple minutes. We can take a couple. Otherwise, we'll just see if there are any. Thank you, Chien.
Sure. So any questions we have here, feel free.
Just give it just a minute here.
Okay.
See if any pop in the chat.
No problem. And then Shelby, so I understand my my presentation is part 1, and there's a part 2, right?
Yes. So part 2 will be on January 16th. It will be given by the team at New Horizons PACE. And PACE is a program called, oh my goodness, my mind goes blank. Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. So they will be giving a discussion on more of the financial aspects of aging in place, the different programs, what the programs actually cost, what they might cost you versus like Medicaid and Medicare. So we're looking forward to seeing them then. And then it looks like there are a couple questions in the chat if you want to. Sure.
So I can Shelby, I can actually see the chats myself. So okay. So Jean said the executor is out of town, and then who can do this? Well, I can only tell you someone that you trust. Okay. And then if it's about financial, then you can actually find bank to be your to help you carry out your wishes and all of those things. But it's actually a very complicated issue. And my suggestion is that if you don't have someone that you trust around you, maybe you want to talk to an elder law attorney and see if an elder law attorney can actually provide you some resources. Okay. And then where to find elder law attorneys? Of course, call Elizabeth, and then you will find elder law attorneys. And then we don't recommend anyone. Okay. We give you resources, and then you're going to interview them and see who works for you. Okay. So David said there are a lot of acronyms, and I'm sorry about that. It's I try to not put too many acronyms. And then I think actually when you see my slides, which Shelby will send out, a lot of those acronyms that I was talking about, I have explanations in my slides. Okay, so look at my slides first, and then see if that answers your question. If it doesn't, then on my slides there is my number. Please give me a call. And and then we can talk about all those acronyms. Okay, and then I'm very sorry that because we are doing this we are in this business for quite a while, and I am at the point that I cannot. When I use those acronyms, I kind of forget that other people might not actually be familiar with them, and my apologies. Okay, so and then, so aside from that, do we have more questions?
I think there was one more in there.
Okay.
Yeah, the specific questions about pending Medicare meds
Oh, okay.
status.
Mm-hmm. So, pending Medicare beds status. Well, you can contact us, and then we will contact me if you'd like, and then I'm gonna try best to answer your questions. So pending Medicare beds, usually what we encounter is pending Medicaid, not Medicare beds. So Medicaid, that is it looks like you will be eligible for Medicaid, judging by all the documents that you submitted, and then okay, good. So that's what you mean, Medicaid. Okay, and then so it depends on different nursing homes. Some nursing homes they do accept pending Medicaid, some don't. But if you have more questions, it's another huge topic. So apparently we don't have much time left. So feel free to give me a call, and then we can talk a little bit more about pending Medicaid. And also feel free to call Elizabeth. Elizabeth, of course, has a list of facilities that actually take a pending Medicaid residents. No problem there. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So in the meantime, between now and part 2, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic and this presentation in the survey that will be coming on your screen upon us ending the webinar today. We appreciate your time and you joining us this afternoon. And there's just some more resources on the screen for you. So we will see you next time, and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.